Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It is Wednesday morning, February 24th, 2021. Thank you so much for being here today. And today we're going to talk about Square. More Bitcoin related news, earnings coming out on Square. We're going to talk about Snap. We're going to talk about a couple of different trading opportunities today. Some that are setting up today, some that are setting up at a very specific price point that unless it gets to that level, we're not going to do anything. So basically the difference between setting a buy stop up at that price versus setting an alert and then evaluating a new trading entry at that price. We kind of want confirmation when it gets up to that price. So there's probably something going on there where sellers maybe did something significant. We'd like it if it gets through there, but nothing until then. So I just want to be clear the difference between a stop order at a price versus an alert, then look for an entry. Okay, as with everything, these are all educational videos. You obviously can make your own decisions here. We're just trying to give you some fresh ideas. If you find these videos helpful, definitely click down and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up too. That will be awesome. It will also let us know what you want to see. So the more thumbs up we get, the better comments we get, the better I'll know exactly how I can help you in a much, much deeper way. So before we get into Square, we're actually going to talk about, we're going to just bring Snap into the picture here for a second. Snap is moving pretty good right now, and it's expecting follow through. Anytime earnings sometimes can be tricky, like why did stock go down when it had good earnings, that kind of stuff. It's the forecast and what's known as the guidance going forward. So if we could take a look here at Snap, this is actually Bloomberg today, or actually, yeah, yesterday afternoon. Snap forecast multiple years of 50% plus sales growth. Now, sales growth and net profits are not the same thing, but this is absolutely a step in the right direction. So we want to make sure that we have Snap on our radar today. The reason for that, especially as a short-term trader over the next couple of days, even as a day trader, but definitely over the next couple of days, this is typically the kind of news that if the bids hold, and you need to understand there's a difference between an idea and reading the tape. If the bids hold, then you step in and you start to look for entry prices. So we're going to be watching Snap today, a pretty active stock that has good liquidity, has good volatility. It meets all the minimum criteria. However, we're going to start out with Square as far as ideas. Again, talking about Bitcoin, big news. Square buys $170 million worth of Bitcoin. I think this here is probably the most significant part of this. We're starting to see a lot more companies now in the electronic transaction business really starting to embrace this now. Bitcoin is exploding. Bitcoin related stocks now are a play. So if you missed what we said yesterday, we were talking about Mara and Riot yesterday and said that if you're trading these Bitcoin stocks, you need to have Bitcoin futures on your screen, very similar to the way that you would have the SPY ETF or the Dow Jones on your screen to track stocks to get relative strength of the market. You need to have Bitcoin futures because these stocks are moving with Bitcoin and crypto. So big news here, but that's not all of the news with Square. They also reported earnings yesterday. So earnings dropped. Bitcoin news, stocks trading lower. Here's the thing. It's going to be in play today. That's the big thing. What we want as active traders, we want two things, actually three. We want consistent smart money activity. We call that liquidity. So there's a lot of shares trading. Number two is we want opportunity, which means that it moves a certain amount on a regular basis for us to get paid, right? But the third thing is we want it to be obvious. So it's one thing for the stock to be in play. It's one thing for the market to have attention on it, like Snap, like Square right now. But you still need an edge. You still need a structure to say, okay, this is great. The stock's active. It's opening lower like a lot of stocks did yesterday. Will we get follow through, or will the Bitcoin news overtake the short-term earnings and start to see the stock rally? So that's going to be exciting to watch during the day today. We actually do call this out every day in the boot camp. It's one of our most actively traded stocks, as a matter of fact. So if you want to learn more about the boot camp, click down below and you can see it in the description. So now we're going to get into some more ideas for the day. So we're going to actually hop on back over to the charts, and we're going to start out with the market. So obviously we had what we call a reversal yesterday, a key reversal. We in the community we call this a bullish U-turn, where we actually got back above the previous day. We closed above the open. Stock futures are trading slightly higher right now, nothing that big. Jerome Powell testimony again today, so that's going to affect the market. We kind of went into a little bit of a slumber in the middle of the day yesterday as far as the market's concerned, but there's plenty of opportunity. So I just want to get back to Square again and outline what I'll be looking for today. So you can see it's actually down $10 right now. It's trading around 246 and change. So it's smack in the middle of yesterday's price action. So best case scenario, I'm taking out yesterday's high. Then again, remember we said the difference between a buy stop and an alert. I'm looking for it to get back above yesterday's high, only with half of my personal position. Then I'm looking to get new all-time highs before I add to that trade. Okay. Other stocks on the watch list today. I wouldn't be a day without talking about Tesla. So we talked about Tesla. We want to make sure that we're staying on top of the electric vehicle stocks. They haven't gone away. They've just been kind of out of favor, so to speak. We use the terminology all the time about, does the market have attention on those stocks? Those are the easiest ones to track and read the tape in. Tesla broke down, actually hit the level that we talked about, which was here. I think it was last Wednesday, we actually did a video on Tesla where we said one of two things was going to happen. It was going to take out the lows and have a short covering rally, or if the buyers don't step back in at the lows, we said that we could end up seeing down here the 680, I believe, was the level that we had talked about, and it got all the way down there. So now what? Tesla's not really in play right now, not from a bullish perspective. If you're looking to be long this stock right now, it's broken the short-term moving average, it's broken the medium-term moving average, and bearish order flow is on the tape right now. Doesn't mean it's going down. There's a difference between whether the stock is in play right now and the stock is bearish. So Tesla's kind of in that gray zone right now. We call it the phantom zone, where it's not really obvious on the long side from an order flow perspective, but it's not a sell short yet either. So what does that mean? That means that if you're going to be trading this, you need to be drilling down a little bit deeper into shorter time frames to define an edge, and then only look for entries and exits in that time frame. When the big picture clears up, then you have a little bit more conviction, because now the smart money over time is allocating more cash and pushing a stock in a particular direction. A lot of selling. We'll talk about NEO. We'll talk about XPEV and what those mean as well. The lockup period in XPEV came and went. Again, a reversal, push through the lows. You can see here very clearly the stock has not been in play for the better part of 4 months. This is what smart trading is. You stay away from stocks that don't have attention, and you learn to focus on the ones that do. NEO has been one that we've been very actively trading for the last 12 months. But again, 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks of a trading range, 3 or 4 weeks of a trading range, breaks key support. We're not doing anything here except for day trading these stocks right now. So I want to be clear. This is what separates somebody from consistently pulling money out of the market for somebody who's beating their head against the desk saying, I don't understand, I know everything. It's being selective, being really selective of whether it's obvious and has profit potential versus it's just moving today. So we're going to hop into a few more stocks. We're going to take a look at Win. Followed through again yesterday, fought its way back. I'm going to be looking to only day trade the stock today. It's reached a point where it's closer to the optimal exit as opposed to the optimal entry. And remember, this is a big part of trading. Don't chase price, chase profits. Very big difference. And in this case, I still like the long. I still like to be a buyer, but I'm not looking to initiate a new swing trade because of how far it's traveled over the last 3 or 4 days, which now is roughly $20. So I'm looking to day trade Win today. Again, we talked before about moving averages, about buy stops versus alerts. We are looking now in MasterCard and Visa, which woke up pretty good the last 2 days. Alerts, not buy stops here. We're looking for over 360 for MasterCard, and for Visa, we're looking at 215, 215. So set alerts up at that price. EQR is one that I haven't been trading in a while, and it actually had a really good, what we call clean bull flag, paused for 3 or 4 days, shows some relative strength, peaked out yesterday, looking to initiate a new swing trade here as well. Live Nation, another one that meets that criteria. Now, this stock has had a really good push, a pause, started again. Here's the thing, though. Closed near the highs yesterday, showing solid relative strength, looking to continue to be long. I know this was called out in the community again yesterday. A little bit on the opposite side of that, a stock that we liked about a week and a half ago, Upwork actually traded back into what we call right on the cusp of a bullish U-turn yesterday. So we're looking for follow-through today. However, because of the recent price action, which is this, I'm not going to be initiating full share size. I'm going to initiate partial share size on one of our intraday entry patterns and then look to add over 60. So a 2-part trade there for me, but I like the reversal. I just want to keep it in your mind. BEKE is one that we mentioned recently too. We're looking for BEKE to close over 75 twice, not once, twice. You can see it got up there and failed, got up there and failed. We want to see it get above that level and hold. One more that we have not traded in a while that looks pretty good today too as well is Travelers. Again, a little bit of a slower movie here. You're probably going to want to watch this one on a weekly chart, not so much a daily, because it'll just kind of go into sideways patterns, and then 3 weeks later you see it higher. Again, this is a good part of trading, is really understanding which time frames to be watching the order flow. Earnings today before the market. We have Lowe's scheduled before the market and TJ Maxx. And last but not least, finishing up today, NVIDIA, which has just been on fire up until the last couple of days. And you can see the breakout here. So again, NVIDIA is setting those targets, which means that we want to see NVIDIA over 580. 600 was the level we were looking for, but over 580. So thank you so much for joining me today. Here's a big thing. If you like these videos, if you find some value, let me know what you like about them. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. Leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up, because that gives me ideas on what you like and how I can personally help you through these videos, okay? Also, subscribe and give us a thumbs up. That would be awesome. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day today. Have a profitable day. Be in charge of what you're doing and trade like a pro. Have a great day, everyone.